Happy Monday. Welcome to Yoga at Midday. I'm your host, Tawana Wright, and we've got with us our yoga instructor, Becca Impello. Becca, how are you doing this morning?
I'm doing good. Here we are on the first real wintry feeling day. It's kind of chilly out there today, huh?
Yeah, it's cold.
Cold.
I'm still in a fog saying good morning when it's afternoon. So yes, I'm still cold. Hope you had a great Thanksgiving, everybody. Becca, what are we going to work on today?
Well, since we're coming off of the long weekend, the holiday weekend, whatever it was that you were able to do, it was probably out of your ordinary routine, which is a good thing, but we're going to make sure today that we get the whole body moving. We're just going to try to make sure we get the whole body moving and grooving after that long weekend to get us back in, back in the mode to get things done on a Monday. And we'll try to warm it up too, since it is a cold day. We'll do plenty of warming breath practices and make sure we warm the body up.
Well, that sounds great. Folks, remember before you engage in any kind of exercise routine, you should consult with your physician because we don't want you to take a chance on injuring yourself. And without any further ado, Becca, let's get started.
All right, so we'll do our practice as we have been for these past several weeks with a chair as our only prop. So anything that's comfortable from your living room, from your dining room table or your kitchen, just a nice sturdy chair that you can sit in, all right? So go ahead and take that seat. We'll do the first part seated and then we will stand up some again to get a little more blood flow. So let's go ahead and sit up nice and tall. And bring those hands together. And like I said, we're going to warm things up today. So we're going to start by rubbing the hands together. Nice and fast, vigorous. Create a little friction. I want you to feel the palms of the hand begin to get a little warm. Go ahead and do this for about 20 more seconds. Take a couple deep breaths as you do it. All right, now those hands are hopefully nice and warm, so I want you to take them and just place them on your cheeks. Just feel that warmth. Take them down and place them on your neck. Take them across on the shoulders and just take a nice sweep out. So cross the hands to the shoulders and then rub down to the palms. Cross and sweep, cross and sweep. One more time on the arms. All right, and then place those hands down on those thighs, and we're going to just sweep the thighs. Put a little pressure. We're trying to warm up, bring some blood flow to the skin. So you're just a little rub to the thighs. You can go down the outside here. If it's comfortable for you to bend over, go ahead and just go all the way down towards the feet. All right, and then bring it back up tall. Bring those hands together again. So you can feel if there's still some warmth there between your palms and your fingers. Interlace those fingers and press the palms forward. Get a little stretch on the hands, the wrists, and the upper back. So go ahead and round that upper back a little more. So you're really pushing forward, dropping your chin down. And then on an inhale, reach the arms up. Exhale. And bring those arms down to the sides. Hands back together. Interlace the fingers and push forward. Inhale, reach up. Exhale. Release it down to the sides. Hands back together one more time. Interlace the fingers and press forward. Round that upper back. Inhale and come up. And exhale, release it down to the sides. All right, now just a couple more breaths here to get our breath flowing. We're going to inhale and do our gathering breath. Exhale, hands come down right in front of the body, right down to the lap. Inhale, big sweep out, big deep breath in. Exhale, slow breath out, hands right down in front of the body. Couple more of these, big breath in. This is just to get us breathing a little fuller, a little deeper. 2 more times. One more. Now those hands stay right here in the front, right in front of the belly, maybe resting on your abdomen. And just nice full belly breath. Just feel that belly move out and in, out as you inhale, in as you exhale. 3 more belly breaths. Trying to use that diaphragm. Deep diaphragmatic breathing helps our nervous system, helps our immune system. 1 more. All right, now just let your arms rest. We're gonna do a little more warm up from head to toe. So start with the head, turn side to side. Make sure that all these movements are done to your comfort level. So you might be able to move farther than I show. You might need to move a little smaller than what I show. So listen into your body and only move as far as feels good, feels comfortable, does not create any pain. Now let's take it to a roll of that head, forward with the chin, across the chest, over to the other shoulder. And then again, forward, across the chest, up to the shoulder. 2 more times, roll forward, over to the shoulder. And forward, roll to the shoulder, come back to center, and pick the head up. All right, now shoulders, big shoulder rolls. And let's do a little bit more breath work with this. Inhale, shoulders up, exhale, let it out through the mouth. Inhale. 2 more. Last one. Good, now elbows bend and straighten. Let's make a fist as we bend. Open up those hands as we straighten. Fist to come up. Open up the palms, spread the fingers. Go a little bit back with those arms if you can now. Bend the elbows. And then open the palms, reach back. Now you can maybe try and bring those elbows up. And then elbows down, arms straight, and reach back. So you can keep making this movement bigger if you want. You can keep it on the smaller side if needed. Fist, elbows up. Open the palms, arms straight back. 3 more. This helps get our whole arm moving, all of the joints from the fingers all the way up to the shoulders. Last one. All right, shake it out. Shake, shake, shake those arms. All right, let's start warming up the spine a little bit more. Hands on the knees. Go ahead and round it. So kind of rolling that spine back. And then inhale, pull those hands back to the hips, chest up, chin up. And then exhale, hands forward, a little gentle rounding. If that doesn't feel comfortable, go to straight instead of rounding, okay? 3 more of these. Inhale as those shoulders come back, chest up. Exhale, round the back. 2 more. Last one. And exhale. Hopefully you're starting to feel a little warmer just from all this movement we've been doing. All right. Now, hands on the shoulders. Elbows up as high as you can comfortably go. And let's do a little twist. So we're going to make this a faster twist than we sometimes do. So you don't have to coordinate with your breathing. Just get your torso moving. If your shoulders are not comfortable in this position, put your hands across the chest and keep turning, okay? So just twisting right here in this rib cage in the waist area. Let your head just follow your torso. We'll do about 3, 2, 1. And drop it out. All right, sit tall, arms at your sides. Stretch one arm up and go over. Now you might be able to use your chair. Put that other hand on the leg or the seat of the chair to brace yourself as you reach over. And back to center. And then other way. Up and over. Feel that stretch, that side body opening. All right, and then let's go side to side a few more times. Big inhale. And exhale, back to center. Inhale. Exhale, back to center. Inhale. Exhale. Good job. Keep it going. One more time to each side. And back to center. Nice. We're going to move down to the hips now. Warm up the hips and the leg. Now, the first thing that we're going to do is something I like to call a hip walk, okay? Now, my chair might be a little creaky, so if you hear a little sound, that's just my chair. Yours might be too. I'm going to pick up one hip and move it back. Pick up the other hip and move it back. And we'll keep walking back with my hips until I get all the way back in the chair. And then we'll bring them forward. I'm going to try to really lift my hip and my thigh. Walk those hips. Come all the way to the edge of the chair, but don't fall out, and then walk it back. This gets us moving the waistlines. Okay, using some of those hip pelvic muscles. Walk it forward, walk it back. One more time. Forward and back. Good, and then come right to the middle of your chair. All right, hands come down. Hold on to the sides of your chair if possible. If that doesn't quite work for your chair and your arms, reach down to the ground like you're trying to make your arms longer. This will help you brace your belly, sit up tall. So I'm going to warm up the hip joints by marching. Pick up one knee as high as you can. Try not to roll back, sit up tall, right on the top of your sitting bones. Good. Now we're going to add a little bit to this, okay? So pick up one knee and then straighten that leg out, foot forward. And then bend that knee and pick it up all the way down. Pick up the other side and then kick it out. And then bend it and pick it up and down. So up, out, up, and down. Still sit up tall. Hold on with those arms or brace with those arms to help you hold that belly in tight. All right, this is helping us warm up the hip joint, and now we're getting the knee joint in here. Good, one more on each side. Good, all right, shake it out. We'll move on down, warm up those feet and ankles, okay? And then we'll have done the whole body. All right, so we'll brace it, hold it, take one foot forward and make some big circles. I've got my socks on today because my feet are cold, so it's fine if you do too. Go the other way with your circle. Good. And then other foot up. Circle, big, slow circle. Go the other way. And then release it. Now just a little bit more for the feet, okay? Sit so that your feet touch the ground. I'm going to bring those toes up. And then pick up your heels. Lift up with your heels. Drop the heels down, toes up. I'll scoot back to make sure y'all can see my feet. All right, so toes up. And then heels up. Toes up. Spread out those toes if possible, even in your socks. And then heels up. Toes up, heels up. We're going to keep going. We're going to add the arms. If you can bring the arms all the way up, bring them overhead. If you need to hold them out in front, hold them out in front. And if you can't hold them up for very long, keep them down at your sides. But let's do fingers open and then make a fist. Heels up. Toes up, fingers open. Heels up, make a fist. Keep going, and let's see if we can go a little faster. All right, so we're coordinating hands and feet. It's going to really warm us up, especially if you've got those arms up. Go a little faster. Keep breathing. A little faster. Start to feel a little burn in those ankles, those hands. All right, drop it down. Shake it out. All right, good job. We're all warmed up now, I hope. We're going to stand up. We'll move the body a little bit more. Let's go ahead and use the chair as a little bit of a support. So turn your chair or turn yourself around so that you can touch the back of the chair. Use that to hold on to a little bit. All right, so facing the chair, let's take one leg in towards the chair and step the other leg back. All right, and we'll just play with a little lunge. Bend that knee some, however far it feels right for you, and then straighten that knee. Bend the knee. And straighten. Bend. And straighten. Now if you want to take those arms up, one or both, arms up as you bend, back down as you straighten. Keeping this back leg nice and straight the whole time. Two more. All right. And then hands on the chair, front leg is straight. Go ahead and just lean in. Any amount, just see how it feels. Getting a little stretch for the legs. All right, and then we're going to step it back. Keep those hands on the chair and stretch back. Get a nice long feeling through the arms and through the torso and through the legs. All right, and then we'll walk it in. Stand up for a moment, just check in, see how you're feeling. And then the other foot towards the chair. Step back. Make sure you switch sides. Now we're doing that lunge. Bend and straighten. We also call this position Warrior One in yoga. Maybe you've heard it called that before. We're loosening up. We're keeping a lot of movement in our poses today so that we generate that warmth in our body and we get all our joints and our muscles loosened up and moving. So if you want to add the arms, remember it could be one arm if you need to hold on or both arms. Nice breaths. Just make sure you're breathing in and out. Maybe it coordinates with your movements. All right, two more. And then we're going to stay here with the hands on the chair, the front leg straight, and just lean in. So it might be just a little bit, okay? Might be about where I've gone. And some of us might even be able to go all the way right down onto the chair and put the hands down. So it really just depends on what feels comfortable in your legs. All right, and then we're going to step it back again. We're going to take those arms on the top of the chair and stretch as far back as feels comfortable with those hips. And then walk it in. Roll the shoulders back. Check in, see how you feel. All right, so this next one will take us into a little bit of balance work, okay? But the chair's right here for you to hold on to as needed. So put the weight in one leg and squeeze back the glute and the leg. So just reach it back and take the opposite arm up. And we're going to bring it right here, feet side by side, hands on the chair, and sit. Okay, so back in my heels, hips are back. We call this chair pose. Okay, and then straightening up, other leg back, squeeze, reach the opposite arm up. Okay, and then hand down, foot down, sit back. Okay, so we're going to do that again. Squeeze one leg back, opposite arm reach. Now, if you want to, as you sit in the chair, you could take both arms out. Okay, and then arm up, leg back, sit down. Now, if you're okay letting go, you can take both arms up. and sit. So lift and squeeze back, sit down. Maybe it's inhale up, exhale, sit. Another good little sequence for warming up the body. One more on each side. And stand up tall, relax the arms. Roll out those shoulders. All right, great. We're going to do a little more twisting. We did a twist seated. We're going to do a twist standing that's similar. Take those feet apart, about as wide or a little wider than your hips. Take those arms out to a T, all right? And then start that twist. And again, you can just find a speed that feels comfortable for you. If you tend to get dizzy, then maybe you keep your head forward and don't turn it, okay? If it doesn't bother you, then turn the head. If your arms get tired, cross them here or bring them down. All right, we'll do 3, 2, 1. And back to center. Just notice how you feel. Notice the effect of that twist through your rib cage especially. And then feet can go even just a little bit wider. Do a little side stretch, one arm at a time or one side at a time. So bend one hand or one elbow, put the hand up, and then stretch it up and over. Let this other hand just slide down the leg. And then back up, bend the elbow. So let's see about an inhale. And exhale. Inhale. And exhale. 2 more. Last one. Now pause. I want you to just take a moment. Notice the side of your body that you were just moving and stretching. Compare it to the other side. Notice what seems different. Maybe the shape is different. Maybe there's a tingle. Maybe there's a temperature difference. All right, other side. So take that other hand up, bend elbow, inhale, up and over. Exhale and pull it back. Inhale, up and over. Exhale, pull it back. Couple more. Notice how this side feels. What are the differences? One more. And pause. Again, just notice, compare the 2 sides of the body. All right, stepping in, we're going to use the chair seats for one more thing in standing, and then we'll sit down and kind of wind it down and start to calm things down, do a little bit of relaxation. All right, so using the seat of your chair as a place to put your hands. If you would prefer, you could put your hands on the top of the table or a countertop, and that would work pretty well too. The feet come back so that there's plenty of space here for my body. All right, and then this is the cat-cow, which feels really good on the back, rounding up towards the ceiling first, like an angry cat. And then bent knees will help you take it the other direction, taking that back into the opposite curve. Okay, tail up, chest up. All right, so let's do a few more rounds of this. Rounding into cat. And lifting the chest, coming up into cow. Rounding. Let's do 3 more. Last one. All right. Make sure those knees are bent. Help yourself up by walking the hands to the thighs. And then let's sit back down in the chair. And as you first come back to seated, I want you just to notice, okay? Take a moment to just check in. Notice, how does your body feel? What's your temperature like? What's your energy flow like compared to, 25 minutes ago or so when we started? All right? So just noticing the effects of your movement and your breathing on your body. This is a big part of what yoga is about, this learning to pay attention, practicing attentive awareness. All right, now we'll do a couple more stretches to finish us out. Not quite as much movement, so we'll start to slow it down. Let's start with a hip stretch, crossing one ankle to the knee. Now this may be too much for some of us, okay? Another option is to straighten the leg and cross it somewhere on the shin or on the thigh, if that works. You can hold it to help it there. If that doesn't work either, you cross the leg on the floor, or maybe you put it up on a box if you have it, and turn that knee out, okay? So one of those positions, sit up tall, maybe lean a little bit forward. We're looking to stretch the hip, the glutes, okay? Don't want to feel anything at the knee. So don't force it if you're feeling a little pressure at the knee. We'll take about 3 of those slower, deeper breaths, okay? Big breath in, slowly out. Do that again. Slowly out. The slower, deeper breathing helps to calm us back down, starts to move us towards relaxation. Last exhale. All right, uncross it. Take a moment just to notice that hip, that leg compared to the other. All right, then we'll do the other side. Remember, you could be here. You might move this leg out first and cross somewhere a little lower, or you can cross the leg to the floor, turning the knee out. Maybe a box will get your foot up a little bit higher. And then sit tall. You may or may not want to add a little lean forward. Again, check in with your breathing. Let's take those 3 slow, deep breaths. Good. All right, now we'll uncross. We'll come to sitting comfortably. That might mean you want to scoot back in your chair. Rest your hands on your lap. Maybe close your eyes. Notice your breath. Feel it move in your nostrils, down your throat, into your chest, into your abdomen. And follow it as it moves back out, and the abdomen flattens, the chest drops. If you can feel the movement through the throat, out the nostrils. One more breath. Follow it all the way in, all the way out. Checking in one last time, just taking note of how you feel. And I would encourage you to keep noticing how you feel. If you did this practice midway through your day on Monday, notice what your afternoon is like. Has it given you any more energy? Has it given you any different focus? Does your body feel different from having taken this break to move and do yoga at midday with myself and with AARP? As always, thank you so much for taking the time and for joining us. I'll see you for the next 2 weeks for sure. So please be sure to tune in again for Yoga at Midday next Monday. Thanks, everyone.
Thanks, Becca. We're going to take a short commercial break, and we've got one question to answer.
Great.
All right, Becca, did you see the question?
I did, about the opposite arm and leg. And
right, the balance issue.
Yeah, so that's a great question, Ann. And certainly when we do stand up and put our weight, on one leg, if we have the opposite, arm as the leg that we're lifting, that does help us find some symmetry, some balance into the middle, versus if we're taking the same arm and leg, we might tip over to the side a little more readily because of the weight shift, okay? So that's one reason, but I'll tell you the real reason why I do things with opposite arm and leg is because it's good for our brain. It's really good for us to cross the body midline and do something with our right arm and our left leg, or vice versa. And that coordination and connection helps our brain communicate across its midline. And so that's another reason why you'll see me do things where we do the opposite arm and leg often.
All right. Well, that was a great question. Folks, remember to tune in next week at noon for Monday at Midday. Until then, stay safe and stay warm.
Mm-hmm.